Coming up on today's show, I talk about my favourite 10 out of 10 PS3 games. Hello YouTube, it's PS3 Gaming Scotland here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and gaming lots. So in today's video I'll be going over my 10 out of 10 PS3 games. Now if you haven't seen the other two videos in this series, I'll leave them down below. But yeah, I'm going to be looking at some PS3 games. If your game, your favourite game isn't mentioned in this video, let me know what it is down below in the comment section. But yeah, let's jump into today's video. Now this list is in no particular order. So I basically started this channel back in the 7th generation of video game consoles, and when Sony's newest console was the PlayStation 3. I haven't done many videos. I think this might be my first ever video solely dedicated to the PS3. But yeah, let's jump into my favourite games from the PS3. So the first game in this list is a big open world game from Rockstar, and that's Red Dead Redemption. Now I loved this game. I loved the story, the characters with John Marston. He's one of my favourite characters, I would say, of all time. But also I loved roaming around the open world, doing like the side quests and just seeing where the story went. But also what made this game special was its open world. I put hundreds, well maybe not hundreds, but I put a lot of time into this open world, and I love playing against random people and also with friends cooperatively. And that's why Red Dead Redemption is one of my favourite open world games on the PlayStation 3. Next up, a lot of PS3 franchises started on the PS3, and this franchise in particular I just absolutely love, and that was the Resistance franchise. Now I did make a previous video about how I would love to see a new entry or a new Resistance game in the future. Now what made Resistance special was its group of characters. If I had to pick one game out of the original trilogy, I would have to pick Resistance 2. Now I love Resistance 2. I love meeting the characters, playing the story and fighting all the different types of aliens and using the different weapons. But what made this game special, again, we're going on a sort of multiplayer kick, and that is with its multiplayer. I love doing like the different missions with randoms, with friends and just by myself. I just love this game, and I really hope that this will return one day. So next up, this game is one of my favourite games on the PS3, but it's from one of my favourite franchises of all time. Game, film, whatever, this franchise is my favourite of all time, and that's the Lord of the Rings, and obviously in recent years the Hobbit franchise. But this particular game on the PS3 was Lord of the Rings Conquest. What made this game special was its online battles. It was one of my favourite online hack and slash Lord of the Rings games because you got to play a variety of different modes with a variety of different characters. And I do regret not getting the platinum at the time, because I do believe that you're no longer able to play this game online, which is a shame, because the platinum had a lot of multiplayer trophies. So for example, win a certain number of matches, I believe, play the different types of game modes, get a certain number of kills with your characters. And so yeah, I do regret not getting this platinum, but this game I have really fond memories of, and I do hope that somehow the servers get put back up or we see another hack and slash multiplayer game from the Lord of the Rings. Now if you're like me, I love my story driven sort of decide your own adventure games, and this was another one of those games. Now a lot of people don't like this game, but I personally love the story, love the characters. It was really interactive, and that's Heavy Rain. Now Heavy Rain was special. I really enjoy playing this, and also another game that I regret not getting the platinum in, but yeah, it was really good, and I love the twist at the end. I was not expecting that, but yeah, Heavy Rain, a fantastic game on the PS3. Now as I said earlier, there's a lot of franchises that started on the PS3, and this was one of them. Now I said previously that Lord of the Rings, between films and games, was my favourite franchise. That is true. Now one of my other favourite franchises of all time, if I can have more than one, that's the Uncharted franchise. Now if I have to pick a game from the PS3, it's Uncharted 2. Now, what made this game special, in my opinion, was its story driven cinematic cutscenes with characters. I really loved the characters in this franchise in the chase to try and find the cinematic stone. I also loved the gunfights, the combat were fantastic. But also what made this special was it's, again, multiplayer. Now, it's a shame to say that this multiplayer no longer is active, which is a damn shame because the servers have closed down. But I definitely have a lot of fond memories from the Uncharted franchise on PS3 and the Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. But there's something special about the PS3 multiplayer games for these single player games that just made this game and this franchise just really special. As you know, I love my open world games. Before it turned into Watch Dogs, this original PS3 game was tremendous, and that is Sleeping Dogs, sort of like an open world GTA style Chinese GTA in Hong Kong. So yeah, what made this game special was obviously you play as a cop trying to take down the bad guys in the Triad gang, but also was its combat, and you could use your environment to kill enemies. So there's this fantastic mission where you're in a fish market and there's a whole load of enemies. You can try special moves, but you can also pick up a fish and slap them across the face. Now that was actually hilarious. I always remember doing that mission, and there's a lot of challenges, the sort of silver and gold medals you need for the platinum. This platinum's fantastic, and I do recommend if you can pick this up if you haven't played it already. So even though this publisher, Rockstar, has had some bad stuff happen to them recently, they do have a special place in my heart because Rockstar North is based in Edinburgh, which is where I'm from, and that's one of the biggest gaming publishers of all time that's done like Max Payne and obviously the GTA franchise. Now a fantastic GTA game on the PS3 was GTA 4. Now this game was where they took a different turn where it was more sort of grounded, more gritty. The story was fantastic. You play as Nico Bellic. You meet a lot of characters along the way. I definitely loved the mission where you could take down Playboy and get his mansion. Sorry, that's a spoiler if you've not played the game, but the game is many years old at this point. But multiplayer games on the PS3 were some of my favourites, and this was no exception. Now this platinum obviously I haven't got because some of the multiplayer trophies in this are just horrendous, and I don't even know to this day if the servers are still online for this game, but it would be cool to get my PS3 out and jump back on some of these fantastic games and see if some of these multiplayer games are still active, but I kind of suspect they're not because they are many years old at this point. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to GTA 6 when that eventually is properly released and shown off. I'm really hyped for the next GTA franchise. GTA 5 was absolutely fantastic, and I've got high hopes for GTA 6. And finally, being a massive Call of Duty fan, not anymore sadly, but on the PS3 days I played a lot of Call of Duty, and one of my favourite games, or Infinity Ward was my favourite Call of Duty developer, with Treyarch a second and behind. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, the original PS3, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1 and 2 are my 5 favourite Call of Duties of all time. But if I had to pick one, it'd either be Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty 4. So Call of Duty 4, now they did remaster this in 2016, so it was good to play this game again in the campaign. And the multiplayer, they have added changes to it in the 2016 version on PS4. But yeah, there's something special about this single player campaign, and I always remember my first ever multiplayer game on Call of Duty 4 on the PS3 was on a map called Pipeline. I remember I was racing home getting the PS3, I think it was a day or so after Christmas, I set it up and jumped online for the very first time. So I was really buzzing, really excited, and I actually did really well in my first game of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 3, and it's those memories that make this game special, and I have obviously a special place in my heart. So yeah, Call of Duty 4 was really where Call of Duty was at its peak, and it only got better till like Black Ops 2, and then eventually it's just sort of fizzled out in my opinion. But yeah, Call of Duty 4 was one of my favourite Call of Duties on the PS3. So it was really good making this video, my first proper specific video on the PS3. I will be doing more of these retro look backs at some of my favourite games or some of my favourite consoles from this time for PlayStation. So yeah, it was really fun reminiscing about some of these games and all the fantastic memories I made with myself and also with friends and online that I'm still very close to today. So again, that is the end of today's video. As I said, if your favourite game or favourite franchise was not mentioned in this video, let me know what it was down in the comments below, because PS3 has some fantastic games and platinum trophies as well. So yeah, that is the end of today's video. As always, thank you very much indeed for watching. I've been PS3 Gaming Scotland, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks very much indeed, guys. Bye bye.